isolated dysfunction or damage of either of the main branches of the bundle of His is commonly observed. The pattern of ECG changes associated with right or left bundle branch block are broadly predictable, and you must be able to recognize them on the ECG. If we analyze again the major ventricular depolarization vectors dictating the QRS complex morphology, you will remember from section 1 that the early flow of depolarization in the mid-zone of the interventricular septum from an intact left bundle branch produces a small physiological Q wave in lead V6 and R wave in lead V1. This signal is rapidly overwhelmed by the onset of left ventricular depolarization, which, moving towards V6, produces a strong R wave in this lead and S wave in lead V1. Signal transmitted by the right bundle branch depolarizes the right ventricle, but the signal from right ventricular depolarization is usually buried in that generated from the larger left-sided chamber. The rapid conduction of depolarization around the chambers by an intact conducting system means that all regions of the ventricular myocardium are depolarized within 0.12 seconds. We will now deal with the ECG findings associated with right bundle branch block. When conduction in the right bundle branch is blocked, septal depolarization proceeds as normal from the intact left branch from left to right, producing an initial R wave in lead V1. Depolarization arriving as normal in the left ventricle then generates an S wave in this lead. In the presence of right bundle branch block, depolarization of the right ventricle is delayed and travels to the chamber by direct cell-to-cell contacts. Slow depolarization of this chamber moving towards V1 produces a wide second R wave in this lead. Note also that this delayed right ventricular depolarization moving away from lead V6 produces a late slurred S wave in this lead. The QRS complex is broad, reflecting the delay in right ventricular depolarization. The ECG signal of right ventricular depolarization is normally masked by the signal from the much larger left ventricle. However, as right ventricular depolarization is delayed in the presence of right bundle branch block, depolarization of this chamber manifests as a delayed broad R wave in lead V1 and an S wave in lead V6. Abnormally wide QRS complexes with an RSR pattern in lead V1 and a delayed slurred S wave in lead V6 are the characteristic ECG findings of complete right bundle branch block. Note also that the highly abnormal pattern of depolarization in right bundle branch block results in an altered pattern of repolarization in the right ventricle. Right bundle branch block is therefore associated with ST and T-wave abnormalities in the right-sided chest leads. Consequently, left bundle branch block is seen in diverse diseases of the aortic valve.